Hey, it's Brianna here from Bamby Media. Today I'm just going to go through for you how to get your actual podcast videos up on Spotify. So at the moment, most podcast hosting platforms don't actually feed any video that you have through to the actual Spotify platform. You have to do it separately. Now, Apple has announced that you can get your videos from your podcast host to Apple Podcasts, but Spotify hasn't announced a similar thing yet. And so most platforms don't allow you to actually do it. The one platform that I've seen that has been able to do it is Flightcast, and I will go through a separate review on that in another video. But today I'm just going to show you, if you're on like Captivate or Buzzsprout or, you know, any of those other platforms, there's a heap of them, Blubrry, Transistor, Podbean, then you'll want a way to get your video onto Spotify. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is an actual Spotify for Creators account, so a Spotify account. You're going to need to go to creators.spotify.com and you're going to need to log in. So logging in is, you know, if you have a Spotify account already, it will be easy enough for you to log in. Otherwise, you will have to sign up and create an account. So if we go to continue with Spotify, it'll take me to the back end of my Spotify for Creators account. In your case, if you haven't got any other shows on your account yet, you should come to this screen. It is asking you what you would like to do, whether you want to create a new show or find an existing show. In your case, you're going to find an existing show. So you're going to click on that one and you're going to say somewhere else because you're not hosting your show currently on Spotify or Megaphone. Okay, so then you click somewhere else. And what you're going to need is the RSS feed link from your actual podcast host. And you're also going to make sure that your email address is unhidden. Okay, so in this case, we're just using one of our clients. We've got to talk, fantastic podcast, 2 women, one's a Republican and one is a Democrat, and they're talking about all the issues of the day in the US at the moment, which is just insane. So you can see here, we've got hide email address from feed. We want it to be unlocked. You can see that it is currently unlocked. Okay, and then you're going to need the actual RSS feed information, which will be in your distribution tab or wherever you sign up to all the different platforms. Then you just hit copy on that RSS feed and you paste it in this link here. Okay, so then it's going to show up and it's going to say, this show is already on Spotify. Yes, it should be already on Spotify. You're going to hit next. From there, it's going to say, is this your podcast? Yes, it is. And it's going to send a code to your email address. So you're going to let it do that. Once you have the code, you'll be able to just hit next. And it's going to ask you a few things. And you're going to hit next. Everything looks okay, submit. And it's going to say, great, you're in. Start exploring all that Spotify has available. So on this next page that you're going to see, it will then give you all your analytics and everything. Now I'm going to jump into a account that's not active now so that I can go through what needs to happen next for your actual videos to show up on Spotify. So what you would need to do, yours will look like this. And then if we go over to episodes, then you'll be able to see that we've got these individual episodes here. And then if you click on this, it'll allow you to upload a video or upload a clip. And in this case, we're going through the video, full-length video file. You can also upload clips, which are just those social media snippets, into that as well. So click on upload video and then it's going to ask you to select a file. So I'm just going to pick something random here to upload just as an example. So we're putting this in. And the thing to note here is that you will need a thumbnail, okay? Otherwise, it's going to just pick something from here, which doesn't look very good, especially for this, because this is like a tutorial type based content. So it's not going to look very good. So you absolutely need a thumbnail, which should really be the same thumbnail that you've used for YouTube. I'm assuming you're also putting this video on YouTube, and this is just another area for you to upload. So use the same thumbnail. You'll obviously have to select some other things here. It definitely takes quite a long time, depending on the size of your video. Also, once it does this stage, it also then goes into processing, which means that it's still not live after that. And so that takes quite a long time. The whole process does. So it's not something you'll be able to do really quickly. You'll have to sort of go away, maybe come back to it. At least in my experience, that has been the way it has gone. From here, it's fairly simple. You'll then have the video up on podcast platforms. The things you need to note as well is that if you have any promotional content in your show, in your audio version, as in you have dynamic ads, you've put your own ads in there or you have a sponsor, those ads aren't going to show up on the video version. They just don't work. So you can't do dynamically inserted ads if you're putting a video onto video platforms like Spotify. You can't have a dynamic ad. That's at time of recording. Any ad that you have would need to be baked into the video that you've made. So just make sure you're aware of that. Make sure your sponsors are aware of that, because if they are expecting to have an ad slot in Spotify and you've switched it to video, that's not going to be working. It's not going to happen. The other thing to note as well here, your actual analytics on the back end of Spotify, for the video, all the analytics will be there on Spotify. For the audio version, all your analytics will feed through to your podcast hosting platform like Captivate, Blubrry, Buzzsprout, whatever. So as soon as you switch your podcast episode from audio to video, your stats on your podcast hosting platform will no longer display. Only the video platform stats will be showing on Spotify. It's a huge pain in the butt. That's the way it is for Spotify right now. If you're uploading directly to Spotify, there is no workaround at this stage if you have one of those hosts like Buzzsprout, Captivate, Podbean, etc., the ones that I've mentioned previously. So just know that as well, your analytics are going to be different from there. The other thing I will say on this is that on YouTube, for example, you can schedule a video ahead of time and then have that video go live. But in this case, you can't schedule a video version of your podcast episode ahead of time if you're doing it this way, okay, if you've got your host somewhere else. If I just hit next here now, you'll see there's more. No, and then I'm just going to tick on anything. Okay, and then it's going to say, yep, also giving you a bit of information there, and then it's going to hit publish. Okay, so that's sort of the last step after that. But also when it says publish, it's not published. It's still processing in the background. It still won't be published until later. That could be up to half an hour. So as I was saying, with the scheduling, you can't actually go in. So if I go out of this now, because I'm not going to publish that, cancel upload, I can't go here and be like, yep, add another episode, please, that's video. Like, that's just not possible. I need to have an audio version already there and then upload a video version of that audio version. So that's another thing that is a little bit of a setback for uploading to Spotify. You have to physically wait till it's up on audio platforms on Spotify, then switch it to video. More work, potentially, than it's worth. You can be the judge of that. As I said, there are some podcast hosting platforms, one in particular that has managed to mush all this together and make it seamless, or at least easier, to put everything in the one place. It does cost you more per month. As I said, Flightcast is one that I will do a review on, but that at least means that you don't have to do all this back and forth in the background. But anyway, that should be the information that you need. I hope it was really helpful for you, and that is how you get your video versions up on Spotify.